Okay, so the Eagles' offense fought back after two strong days by the defense. Saquon Barkley led the way, making multiple plays, but also talking mad trash to the defense. Meanwhile, as good as the offense was, the defense made a couple plays too, and a rookie shut down Saquon Barkley at the end of practice. So much to break down, including what just transpired for two teams in the NFC East. First, the Commanders' best receiver requests a trade. Now the Cowboys' best defensive player requests a trade. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you rock with our Philadelphia Eagles, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So as the Philadelphia Eagles come to training camp day after day, happy with their situation and just worry about football, the rest of the NFC East is blowing up. Last night, Micah Parsons sent out a cryptic tweet saying one last time, which had Cowboy fans spiraling. They're saying that Jerry Jones at this point won't even pick up the phone to speak to Micah Parsons' agent. And now, while I was recording this, it's official. Micah Parsons posted on social media that he wants to be traded from the Dallas Cowboys. I put on the screen the actual message he put on Twitter. If you want to pause it, read the first page, then let me talk. And when I put the second page up, pause that one as well. Feel free to. But at the end of the day, he officially wants out of Dallas. They done messed up. Of course, Eagle fans on Twitter, not all of them, but a lot of them are saying, Howie, go get Micah Parsons. Bring Micah Parsons to Philly. He's always wanted to be an Eagle. And I've been joking about that too. I just don't know how it's realistically going to happen. But you never, ever, ever really know as it pertains to Howie Roseman. As for the NFC team closer to the Eagles, when I say closer, I mean they at least got to the playoffs, made the NFC Championship, although 55-23 doesn't really say they're close. Anyways, they've been having problems with Terry McLaurin, their number one wide receiver, who had one of his best years of his career just last year. He officially said last night Terry McLaurin requested a trade, as Schultz report also reported. Sheesh, it ain't looking good for the NFC East foes, as the Eagles are just worried about getting better during training camp. This pass to Terry McLaurin, which was intercepted by Quinyon Mitchell, could have been the last target Terry McLaurin got as a Washington Commander. All I could do is laugh, starting with the Cowboys because they always make these type of mistakes. Commanders finally get good, and now they got to pay the price. I guess they think Deebo Samuels is going to save them, but when you look at over the last couple years, Terry McLaurin, regardless the quarterback, as their leading receiver to the second leading wide receiver for the Commanders over the years is just crazy. Look at the big difference, and they might just actually have to trade this guy. And if they don't, that's cool too. That's not going to get them better than the Eagles, and it's going to cost them like 33, 34 mil. Not everybody has a DeVonta Smith, who when he was coming to the table could have asked easily for 30 plus million, but only took 25. A wide receiver his caliber is used to winning. I'm talking college and now in the NFL. Why would he want to go anywhere else? Flipping things back over to training camp, normal football, it started off with a little bang. Ashlyn Sullivan, who was front and center, said 11 on 11 to start practice, and Saquon Barkley is in a chirping mood today. Comments to Cooper DeJean and Jalen Carter after every carry. Later on that drive, Jalen Hurts hit Will Shipley in the end zone for a touchdown. Shipley beat Jihaad Campbell on the route. As other beat writers reported, it was the Eagles' famous wheel route. This time it wasn't Saquon Barkley, but it was Will Shipley. So I guess Jihaad Campbell is human after all. Again, I love the big hits. I love the PBUs. I love the intensity, but everybody get beat once in a while. The kid is still going to be a stud. Again, the coverage was good. Just the pass and catch was better. Jalen Hurts is money on the wheel route. Staying with Saquon Barkley, who was the star of the show on the offensive side of day 7 training camp. Brandon Lee Gowton said that Saquon Barkley looked a little banged up after a red zone catch, but he scored a rushing touchdown on the next play and then got in Jeremiah Trotter Jr.'s face. Barkley scored again on a 2-point try and talked trash to Trot again. Saquon had 2 rushing touchdowns in today's practice. Like I said, one, he was chirping at Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the other one, he was chirping at Jalen Carter. Speaking of the trenches, Martin Frank said this: Tyler Steen has looked much better at right guard the last few days. Knocked over Jalen Carter on 1 rep in 11 on 11. Now, before we continue talking about Tyler Steen knocking down Jalen Carter, Saquon Barkley taking over practice, although one play that went to Saquon Barkley was stopped by rookie Smile Mondon. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Let's hear a word from our sponsor. Transparent Labs Protein Series. It's protein without the weird stuff. As somebody who's getting back into working out regularly, supplementing with protein is key for me to hit my goals. But so many supplements out there are filled with artificial junk and fillers that I just don't want to put in my body. That's why I'm excited to team up with Transparent Lab on this video, because their grass-fed whey protein isolate has made it easy for me to hit my protein goals in a clean and healthy way. It contains only a handful of high-quality natural ingredients and none of the weird stuff. Each serving delivers 28 grams of protein sourced exclusively from grass-fed cows, which give you a higher quality and more nutritious protein. The most important part to me, besides the fact that it tastes so good and it doesn't have that chalky taste other protein drinks do, is that it really contains no artificial fillers, sweeteners, or dyes. In fact, Transparent Lab 100% grass-fed protein is third-party tested and informed choice certified for accuracy and safety, so you know exactly what you're putting in your body. So if you would like to try Transparent Labs grass-fed protein yourself, head down to the description box. For a limited time, Transparent Labs is giving away a free protein starter kit with every grass-fed protein subscription. That includes the shaker bottle and a variety pack of 5 single-serving protein pouches in their top flavors, so you can pick your favorite. Mind you, they got 14 different flavors you can pick from on the website, so you'll never get tired of drinking the same flavor. So go below to the description box by clicking my link that you'll find in the description box or scanning by QR code. You can also get 10% off your order, which will automatically apply at checkout. Once again, use the link in the description and or the QR code to my right over there. Lastly, I'll drop a link in the comment section. Thanks to Transparent Labs for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the Eagles. Not sure if that led to the Saquon Barkley touchdown where he was talking trash to Jalen Carter. Mind you, Jalen Carter's just getting back, still listed as limited, but Eddie win over Jalen Carter for Tyler Steen is huge. I mean, huge. Even a 50% Jalen Carter could wreck a lot of people. This is a big training camp for Tyler Steen, and he already got some nice praise from the one and only Jeff Stoutland. Keep doing your thing, Tyler Steen. It's low-key been a revolving door at right guard, but when you got a great center, Cam Jurgens, great tackle, Lane Johnson, right guard, you just got to be qualified. And I think Tyler Steen, especially sharpening iron against this D-line, is going to be more than qualified. That's not even talking about left side, strong side, for all my Remember the Titan fans out there. However, on one of the 2 rushing touchdowns we talked about, according to Ashlyn Sullivan, who's definitely closer to hearing what is actually being said, she heard, and I quote, "You tired? Huh?" Saquon Barkley to the Eagles defense after scoring one of the rushing touchdowns, which actually made Jalen Hurts run over and jump on Saquon after the touchdown. After yesterday's practice, actually the last 2 days with the defense winning, no wonder Saquon came out with the juice, chirping, talking a little trash, pumping up the offense. Mind you, still without DeVonta Smith. That's what a leader does to get the juices flowing. However, the defense had some good plays, which we're going to talk about, and Saquon Barkley did get shut down one play, and it was the rookie Smile Mondon. Linebacker Smile Mondon Jr. prevented a wheel route touchdown to Saquon Barkley, 30+ yards down the field. Pretty nice play by the rookie. Interesting. If I was Smile Mondon, I would have been doing a little chirping. But again, not all rookies are trying to chirp past Saquon Barkley. That's a dangerous thing. At the end of the day, I love the fact that we start practice off with a real route to Will Shipley, who caught it on Jihaad Campbell. And later in practice, we run it back with Saquon Barkley. But Smile Mondon was up for the task. That would have been the second passing touchdown from Jalen Hurts, but the third overall touchdown for Saquon if he pulled it in. As for Jalen Hurts, according to Elliott Shore Parks, he was 13 of 23 with a touchdown, no interceptions. He graded him a C+. He said that there were some drops that would have made Jalen Hurts' stat look better if the players could hold on to it. He mentioned Anaya Smith. He mentioned Jihaad Dotson. But overall, the defense was really tight in coverage. AJ had the majority of the catches, but also we get a report from Ashlyn Sullivan that said the Eagles secondary is all over AJ Brown today. 3 straight passing attempts and 3 straight incompletions. Reed Blankenship on a go route in the end zone with a PBU, and Quinyon Mitchell with tight coverage the last 2 attempts. Brown jokingly shoves Quinyon after the play. That battle is top tier. It's just going back and forth, back and forth. But iron sharpens iron all day, every day. Staying with some other defensive plays made on day 7, Elliott Shore Parks tweeted Ojomo with a strip sack on Jalen Hurts in the red zone. He continues to have an awesome camp. It also was reported that Azeez Ojulari had a sack on Hurts. He got Hurts quickly and ended the play. Plus, today was one of the first days that Azeez Ojulari got to start with the first team defense, and that matters. Having good players around you just make you play better in general. And I do think that if Azeez Ojulari can stay healthy, I always loved the potential coming out of Georgia. Was upset that he was drafted to the Giants in the 3rd round. Now, before we talk about the every single day update, Kelee, Ringo, Adoree Jackson, I do want to mention something that Zach Berman said that I absolutely agree with. There are a few better examples of scouting and development in recent years than Reed Blankenship. He might have been the 90th player on the roster as a undrafted rookie from MTSU. Improved every year. Now in year 4, he's a critical piece of the Eagles defense. So again, guys I haven't talked about that much, but Gabe Hall was invisible last year in training camp, making plays whenever he gets a chance. And who knows, it might not be this year, but the Eagles are great at drafting late talent, getting UDFAs, and sitting on them, working with them. And when they get their chance, they ball out, or they develop and ball out in the future. But everybody on the roster always matters. Howie Roseman tells you that. We don't consider it a 53-man roster. We also consider the people on our practice squad, especially if they were undrafted or late round picks. We've been drafting really good over the last couple years. And maybe, just maybe, Jalen Hurts has something to do with it, as he said a couple days ago that he hinted to Howie Roseman to move to the SEC.
I appreciate the conversations that we've had and nudging him to go SEC. And I mean, it's been a lot of Alabama, a lot of Georgia coming through here, and it's been good for us, So he's always been really good at what he's done. I've always had confidence in the SEC from my perspective, and that has evolved over time. And at the end of the day, you want to have a group that has a mentality and a will to win, and I think that's kind of a staple down there.
So back to the Kelee, Ringo, and Adoree Jackson update. Day 7, Kelee, Ringo started. So now it's 4 for Adoree Jackson, 3 for Kelee, Ringo, more for Kelee since the pads came on. And although he was good back-to-back days, he low-key struggled today. Got a touchdown call on him by Elijah Cooks in one-on-ones, not in 11-on-11s, which matters way more. Plus had a pass interference on Jihaad Dotson. Didn't get his head turned back around. Again, I need a larger sample size to say, oh, yeah, he's good, or oh, yeah, he's bad. I know it's year 3, but he hasn't had many opportunities Fangio's system's different. I need to see reps. Lastly, I want to talk about Jalen Hurts noticing Anaya Smith dropped a closely contested ball on a certain route, so he stayed after practice to work on it with him from both angles. This is just the type of player Jalen Hurts is. Man, watching yesterday Lion versus Chargers preseason game makes me excited for August 7th, where we get to see an Eagles preseason game. I will be live for it. Also, I'll be at the what you call it, live practice August 10th. I have the family. If you see me, say what's up. Until next time, you know what time it is. Oh yeah, get your transparent labs link in the description. Use the QR code, all that stuff. If you're working out and you need protein, get it the right way. Grass fed, 100%. No crazy stuff in it. Like I always say, like, subscribe, comment. I love hearing from y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out.